And we're back to Pericles The Peloponnesian Wars. Now, we're going to get close to moving to the theater phase here, but from last time, I kind of cut the video short because it was running long, but we haven't quite finished the assembly phase yet. We did our side, me against the bot, and we played through the whole card sequence, but we didn't do Sparta. And with Sparta, I decided I was going to use the Brasidas kind of shortened version of this so we don't have to keep going through cards all the time. And it also makes the game a little more challenging for me. Because what happens essentially is in Brasidas, the non-player, the bots are going to win every issue they try to get. So if you remember, here let's pull in the camera here. You'll remember that the Agiad were going to go into the Isthmus of Corinth, and I forgot to write that down, I just have to remember it. And the Europrontids were going to attempt to build a base in Sicily. And they wrote, they want a military, league, and military, the Agiad do, and they want a military and league. Now, under Brasidas, they get it. And so you consider all these issues won. In fact, I don't even have to get the debate issues. I can just grab the issues themselves. So, military, and a league. And on his side, military, league. Like so. And the only other thing left is to determine how the score changed. And with that, you just roll 2 dice. And what we'll do here is we'll say that the controlling faction, the Agiad, are the red, and the opposition faction will take the yellow, and we just roll them. Tie ball game. Now, tie ball game does something special. So because there was a tie, no honor is won or lost by either faction. They stay at 30 points. And hopefully I didn't knock my score off from the other one with the manual here. I didn't. But what happens when there's a tie, that means they're going to trigger and play one of their special issues. And it could be either the Cryptea or the Agoga. And, well, you decide randomly. So once again, we'll pop this up here, and even will be the Cryptea, and even, so Cryptea. And it doesn't matter who won this, because it doesn't have a theater issue. It's just something it's a special issue that just factors in. So we're going to apply that, and then we're going to get rid of it. This is a one-time during any game issue. Okay. Now, there's one thing I forgot, is that all Brasidas bots get at least 3 issues. The Agiad got 3 issues, but the Europontids only got 2. So what happens in that case is we take out the Spartan deck, give that a couple shuffles. I haven't looked at it before, so I don't think either that or I'll just speed up the camera. Okay, we don't want to spend too much time on that. And we just flip a top card, and we see that it's aligned to diplomatic. Oh, I gotta do something about that glare. And so we will award a diplomatic issue to him. Finally, we have to give up the strategist tokens for each side, or each faction. And really all that is half the stock, or at least 10 apiece. And in this case, whichever is higher. And in this case, they'll always get at least 10, even if there's less available. So there's 26 of these, so they're going to get 13. So I'm just going to count those out and lay them out. And that is basically the end of the assembly phase, except for we do need to apply the special issues. And they're done in this particular order. And the first one is the War and Peace. And like we said, that was one over here. It was also one by the Athenians up there. It wouldn't have mattered. As long as one it ends up on somebody's faction track positively, it's going to change the status to war, from peace to war. Now, to get to peace, both sides would have to have the war and peace issue on their side and whatnot. But in this case, it only takes one, and so we are officially Athens and Sparta. That is, we go to war. We replace, just as a reminder, we place the white marker with a black one. And we can do it over here. Game turn 1. And flip that from white to black. Now we're finally done with the assembly phase. Oh, no, we're not. One thing I forgot. There's also one more special issue, and that was the Crypteo we got. Okay. And what that means, in a state of war, which is the case, because the war was resolved, the war-peace issue was resolved before this issue, so it counts. Build 3 Spartan land units in Sparta. And that's the effect. So, 3 Spartan land units, and boom, there they go. Oh, let me issue a correction here. I need to point out that the debates, the card flipping and scoring there, that is the debate, that is the assembly phase. When we start handing out the Strategos tokens and resolving some of the special issues, and that is called the political phase. Okay, and that's where we tally up the scores, actually part of the political phase. So we went through the assembly phase, we finished the political phase, and what's left before we actually get to the theater phase is the actual awarding of the theater issue awards, which we did with the Spartans. They already have their markers. Let's go to the Athenians real quick. So my side won the Oracle issue, so I would take that. Put this back now. And a military issue. So we would take one from here. We'd also take, for the demagogues, the War and Peace one goes away because it was a special issue and it's resolved. And it's the same with the ostracism issue. That goes away. What they're left with is league and military. Now, just one more thing. All factions get 2 of these rumor markers, and these are good for bluffing when you're playing multiplayers, human players, that is. In the solo bots, it's going to act as kind of a buff. It'll mess up some of the turn orders sometimes. I get them too, and the Spartans both get theirs as well. So that is finally time to go to the theater phase. So the theater phase, the first thing we do is determine the honor order. And the honor order is basically how you'll take turns placing your issues on the board. And it's quite simply, highest honor goes first, 2, 3, and 4. Now, as you can see from our score, the demagogues are ahead of everyone. So, come over here, we grab honor, first one, and we put it over here. Now, 2, we have the Spartans tied, Agiad and Eurypontid. And when that happens, the next to be in honor order would be the controlling faction. That would be the Agiad. 2 goes there. 3 goes to the Eurypontid. And we come bringing up the rear. Okay. Now, well, let's start with the demagogues. Now, if you remember from our notes here, we tried to win them in this order, military and league, but when we go to place them on the board, we want to do it in league and military order, and the reasons for that will become clear, because like I said, there's a timing issue, and you do have to pay careful minded. It's not going to be a problem for this. This is called the piece of Callias. This is fairly easy to do. It's just kind of one of those chores you end up doing. So let's do it with the Demos. And what I'm going to do, and I'm going to show you this trick that I use to keep track. Because when you run 3 bots, you're going to run into an issue where you're going round and round and placing all these issues, and you're going to forget where you were. So what I'd like to do is pretend that the honor counter is like the 0 space. And then I'll put them in order that I want to put them on. So first time I place an order, that'll be the first one, second one, and then we throw these rumor markers on here. I'm going to do that for every faction. And in fact, here's another little thing I do. I'll go ahead and put one of these here. And one of these. And that way I can tell at a glance if there's still... the flowcharts are going to ask you, is there still a league or military issue on the board? And when you get all of them set up together, you can tell at a glance whether there is or not, so you can execute a little faster without having to dig through stacks and stuff like that. So let's do first one. We're going to place our first issue, league issue. And that league issue goes right here. Now, as you remember, we put them upside down. And that's it. And this is where we're going to try to build a league base. And when we do that, we're going to have... end the war with Persia. That'll stop the drain of honor points on us. And that's why we're doing this part. So, next comes the Agiad. I'm going to do the same thing here. 2. We look at his sheet, and we remember that MLM. And that's the order he's going to place them. So I go ahead and do this. So this is the 0 spot. Military. League. Military. Oh, wait. I forgot one thing. The bots do this weird, the flowcharts do this strange thing where every 3rd issue placed, they place a rumors marker. Then it would be military, and then it would be rumors. That is how he would play that. So, and I'll do this to remind us. That is the Agiad, and they're going to grab their first military issue. Let me see how to implement this real quick. Okay, our first military issue for the Agiad will go in the Isthmus of Corinth, like so. Okay, that moves on to the Eurypontids over here. And if you remember, they are just like the demagogues. They're military league, but now they're going to place them in the league military order. So 3 here. League, military, rumors, because the 3rd one is always the rumors for the bots. And then this diplomatic issue, which is not part of the strategy, is going to go random. And then we'll go with the rumors. So that's it. There's, of course, my issues, which I have 2 oracles. But I am not bound by any strategy matrix. I'm just here for the fun. And I can figure out what I want to do. First, I think I want to put... Wait a minute. Oops. There's an error. I grabbed 3 military issues instead of my 2 rumors. Yep, so we'll get rid of those. And there's my 2 rumors. And I'm going to go ahead and just kind of block. And I can do this with a rumor. I block this. Oh, I never put the league issue where it's supposed to go, which is in Sicily. Okay, there we go. Okay, then it was my turn, and I went ahead and tried and put a stop on the Isthmus of Corinth right there. So that was the first round. Now let's go through them rather quickly. Okay, it's his second issue. He's going to grab his military. This is the demagogues. And he's going to bring it over here, and he's going to just put it right on top of the other one. So when we resolve these, the military will be resolved first, and then the league. Okay. And secondly is the Agiad again. And they're going to put their league issue, and they're going to put it on the Isthmus of Corinth. Okay, do I need to be this zoomed in anymore? Let's zoom back out. All the way, yes. Now let's get on the map here. Still going, right? Okay, good. Okay, so I just did the Agiad, and then the Eurypontids. We'll place theirs right here in Sicily. Like so. They're never going to make it, but you'll see why. But that's the way they want. That's what they want to do. Now it's my turn again. I'm just going to place my rumor marker, and I'm going to just stuff it on Sicily. Speaking of which, it's time for it's the third pick, and this is when all the factions are going to place their rumor mark. All the non-player factions are going to place their rumor markers. So I'm going to go do that, and what they're going to do, they're always going to place it on top of an enemy issue as to kind of disrupt and block them. And you have to go through, so for instance, I could place this, well, there's only one place. This is easy. So Demagogue is going to place that one right there because there's only one exposed enemy issue. Then, of course, comes the Agiad. They're going to take their rumor marker, and they have 3 places that they could put that. And so I'd just roll a dice. 1, 2, 3. So roll a d6. 5 would be a 3, translate into a 3. And I go by the lowest number to the highest number. And so the highest number here would be this one. Okay, then. And I'm going to go through this fast now because we don't need to, you don't have to see these rumor markers going over and over again. So, here. And I'll just speed up the camera. Slow down. And now I got to decide where I want to put either my military. I think I'll just put my oracle down somewhere. Goat's head, I don't know why. And it could be anywhere because of what I'm planning to do. But let's go ahead, just for fun, and put it in the Isthmus of Corinth. Because that will give us an option. That's a couple of options. Whereas if I put it in a neutral theater or something like that, that would limit the options. Okay, that's them. Now we move on to round 4, I believe, round 4. And the Demagogues will place their last rumor marker. And that's the last thing they have, actually. And they'll place it here. Back over here. Like so. The Agiad have their second military issue. Now, this is where you need to pay attention to your strategy matrix. This is telling you how to implement this. Now, as you saw, let's see, where's this mythical? Right there. And here's how you implement them in this order. And you'll see that military has a little footnote on it. And what it wants you to do, if you go to the footnote, is place in the city-state theater and build military units designated in implementation notes. So that's where that issue is going to go. They're going to put their last military issue right there. Okay. That leaves, here comes the Eurypontid with this random diplomatic order. Now let me take a look here. So you see you have this theater issue placement flowchart, which tells the bot where he's going to place his issue. I can tell you, as going through diplomatic issue, he's looking more for league issues and primary strategy issues and things like that. So when you get, the long and short of it is we get down to this one here. Choose theater randomly. Since we're out of the primary strategy now, I should have talked more about the actual official nomenclature of it. Yes, it's called primary strategy. So his efforts to get into Sicily are based on, oh, this could be really handy in Sicily. But it's telling us to do it randomly. I guess we'll do it. So there's 20 spaces, and we roll an 8. And 8 is in, and I'm going to pronounce it Bosha, just for, I think it's Boyosha or something like that. I'm just going to say Bosha, if that's good enough for you. So I put that diplomatic issue up there. Okay, so rolls around to my turn again. And I have a kind of a free roaming military issue here. What do I actually want to do? I think I'm going to be a little cheese. Oh, I wonder if I should go after someone. Let me think about this. No, I'm going to do a little kind of shoring up. So I'm going to take this issue for the building of forces, and we're going to just place it in Athens. So that we have a good supply of people to work with. That is it. We only have these 2 rumor issues right here. They'll all go randomly on one of these spots here. I think I'm going to go ahead and just edit those in. And boom. There is the complete theater issue placement segment. All the issues are on there. What's going to happen next is we're going to resolve them, and we're going to pull them off one at a time. Now, I think I'm going to go ahead and stop here. I'm trying to keep these videos short because I'm shooting them and getting them up to nice 1080p resolution, and which takes a lot of processing time and things like that. But I think it looks better for one thing, and so I want to give enough time. I don't want to break it up, so, I mean, most people can stand 13 minutes of something, but not much more. 30 minutes, that other one was pretty long. It's a lot to ask. But here we are. When you come back, look for the theater resolution segment. Thanks for watching.